everyone.
Morning.
I'm Lauren Lipowicz. This is my husband, Paul. We're back with our show that has no name, but we love it, and we love our community. We love talking about our community. I love talking to people in our community. So today, I brought a couple that I think is very similar to Paul and I.
We're a couple.
They're a couple. They're a partnership.
Yes.
No, I would rather be.
This is, see,
Okay.
they're bickering. This is Scott Shaw and Matt Bagell.
Great to be here.
Together, they are Bash Capital. I'll let you guys explain what Bash Capital is, since I don't understand anything that has to do with numbers. But wait. Can we talk about the Brett thing first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, I'm not getting into
Yes,
this.
just really quick, please. Fine.
So it's Bash Capital, guys.
No, wait. Really quick. Before this, we were like, warming up because we're so professional. And I said, do you know my brother-in-law?
I sure do.
And what did you say about
I
him?
said Brett Sandler is a very good basketball player. It's on camera.
That's
right.
And you wonder why I think people aren't going to watch this.
No, but Brett will watch.
We're veering off
My
topic
dad's
a
going to
little
watch.
bit.
My grandfather will watch.
Right.
Your wives will watch.
Paul's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in hot.
It's great viewership
Come on,
for
Paul.
us, guys.
All right.
Not only that, every single person we mentioned, Scott or Matt, is somehow related to,
Yeah, that was impressive.
including his sister-in-law,
That's right.
who I love. He's my new friend.
Bash Capital, guys.
Bash Capital.
I'm here to kind of keep this on track as
Okay.
much as humanly possible. So talk to us.
Scott, you want to go?
Well, I mean, they want to know who Bash Capital is.
Well, I love the combination of your
The
last
combination.
names.
So
That's the best.
yes, that took probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months to
It
go
should
through a name and all the trademarks, and we just sit there and said Bagell, Shaw, Bash Capital.
Worked.
We put it on social media, tried it out.
Do you know I just got that for the first time?
Are you serious?
Never occurred
Oh, you
to
just
me.
got that?
It never occurred to me how you got there, but like that makes
We
sense.
went through a lot of
What was
trial
the
and error.
runner-up?
We liked Fairview. We were
Really?
running down Fairview. We
Yeah,
liked
that's true.
Yeah, I love
Fairview
that.
Capital.
You guys run together?
We do
They're
a
a
lot of
couple.
things
They
together.
do everything together.
Paul, we do a lot together.
No, they balance each other. I think you guys make each other better.
He doesn't
really
play
do.
video games with me in the office, though. He's not a big video
So
game
you guys
guy.
now learned it now. He's the
We don't
responsible
do.
one.
Yes. If we go golfing, we go in the morning. He has to be back by like 10 a.m. so he can follow the market. That's
So
the tough
you're in
part.
the front. From what I understand, you're the numbers guy in front of the computer.
I guess so. Yes.
So what do you? I don't. I know.
I'll-
I don't know
I'll-
what you guys do. I never will.
There you go.
Yeah, explain, Scott.
Yeah, give us like the for dummies.
But for
What does
dummies.
Bash Capital do? The short
Okay,
version.
so we bring the analyst and the planner to the table.
Lost me.
We work with individuals, with families, with businesses, and we implement financial planning. But we're bringing the financial analyst, myself, to the table, which delivers what we believe to be a completely different experience. We are talking to the clients about everyday issues in planning, but we also are dealing with market commentary, portfolio construction, and answering their questions that we believe they just aren't getting elsewhere. And that type of camaraderie between the two of us at the table with clients, we feel has been working out well so far.
So that like combination of analyst and planner like in one spot is unusual in your industry?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So in my background, I was an advisor for about 13, 15 years. You go outside, usually a third-party money manager. So more of me being the planner, I'm helping clients make financial decisions and make better decisions about their life, add that value. But then bringing the analyst, I'm actually giving him a compliment, in-house.
Not often.
And where we don't have to go out. And this is where we have an advantage of the client sits there. Usually, we talk about experience. You're uncomfortable talking about your finances, and
Yeah,
then
so
you come
it's
in
a
there.
very intimidating
People are
thing.
stressful. We want that laid back. Okay, we know we're talking about something very personal. Make them comfortable, educate them, and then they want to know that their money's being managed. And now we have Scott and our team of analysts internally managing their money, so they have that experience right there in front of them.
Wait, this is going to sound really silly, but when you say analyst, is it actually analyzing things?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a CFA charter holder, so charter financial analyst.
Oh, okay.
I picture Scott
Now I
like
get
in his
it.
mom's basement in front of like 12
Right,
computer
like,
screens.
now I get it.
What
Yeah.
you're saying is it's a 3-year test. You got to pass each year, and like less than 25% actually pass each
real stuff.
test.
Okay. No,
So,
I remember what the Series 7 type of things.
That's
A little bit. This is like,
You're insulted. He wants
I
to
had a
say,
feeling.
it's-
I had a feeling.
I'm
I
a
was.
CPA,
Brag
and
a
he
little
laughs
bit.
at
Yeah,
that
brag.
test. Yeah, you can tell.
I asked you here because I think you're
Come on,
legit.
Scott. How many years?
He's enjoying every second of this right
Yeah,
now.
drink. I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I get to do what I love. I manage money. We have 13 investment models that I manage day to day. We have active individual stock models, and we relate well to our clients. We know what they're looking for from a financial advisor, and we know what they really have never received by sitting in front of an analyst. Every month I provide market commentary. I send out a newsletter. I'm the one that clients want to jump on the call and say, hey, I see Tesla going parabolic over the last couple of weeks. I see this new Rivian. I see Lucid Motors. I see all these
I use that word all the
fancy
time.
new EVs, and they want to know about it, but they want to know about, is it a good company or is it a good stock? And those two things are often not the same.
Interesting.
So my job is to help clients managing their money.
Okay.
He brings them in the door.
So less than 10% of CFAs work with individual clients. They're working on Wall Street in hedge funds or investment funds.
Okay, so you're
Scott
unique
is unique
in your job.
Exactly.
Okay, so am I a typical client, or is it more of a business person? So Paul and I come to you, you're a financial advisor.
I would come into
Typical.
the meeting and answer your questions on the market and discuss your portfolio.
Okay.
I would tell you, here's what I see relative to your risk, relative to your willingness to take on risk,
Okay.
relative to your ability to take on risk.
Well, you gave me really good advice a few years ago, and I quote it all the time.
What was it?
Oh, yeah.
You're right. No, it was really good advice. It actually wasn't to me, but it was
Buy
through
low,
a
sell
friend.
high?
No, it was through a friend, and said
Did you make that up?
just because you lost money on an investment property, don't be afraid to do it again.
Yeah.
And I thought
Sure.
that was really because we had flipped something, and I was like, and it wasn't the best experience, and I was like, in my head, I was thinking they must think we're the biggest idiots, and I'm so embarrassed. Then we lost this money, and instead you were like, shit happens.
I mean,
The
investors
experience.
that bought Amazon stock lost 50% of their money 5 times in the first 10 years
Seriously?
of trading.
That makes me
So they
feel-
lost 50%
Well, cut that
every
part,
other
that's
year.
good.
And I look at that and be like, wow, like if you have the staying power to hang in there for that, thinking like they're going to turn this online bookstore into something big,
Yeah, right.
and now look at
How
it.
about
Right.
that?
Guess what? I feel like I'm in Legally Blonde, but I went to the Love Shack sample sale this weekend, Love Shack Fancy. I was in New York. I woke up, my cousins, my sister, my brother were sleeping, and I went,
Where was I?
you were already back here working.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was my cousin's wedding. Congratulations, Michael. It was beautiful. Paul had to
Awesome.
leave early.
Yes.
It was amazing. And Sam Richmond's brother is getting married the same place next
We
weekend.
know them too.
Yeah, of
Very
course
well.
they do.
I can't.
Whatever. I got into a sample sale and got so excited that things were on sale. I spent $400 on nothing I'm ever going to wear. And I've been walking around with a pit in my stomach. So can you just tell me shit happens?
Shit happens.
It does.
She's
That's
not your
really
wife,
bad.
so you can encourage her
I
to be
actually
there
was
too.
thinking, I feel so bad for your wives. Because you guys look at things very differently. They can't get much past you,
I
probably.
do. I look at things differently.
I can only
I feel like it's like the 3 of them versus me.
Yeah.
The
you
kids.
versus the world.
The 3, you have a third wife?
I feel no.
Yeah,
Wait,
who are the
Renee,
three
Renee,
what?
Rachel, and Matthew.
Oh.
Oh, Matthew!
Oh, I was thinking who you
I
were the
was
three
thinking
too.
Renee and Rachel. I'm like, oh my God,
No.
guys, I'm going to send them like
And Matthew.
gift cards or something. And Matthew, does he judge like,
Well, the toughest part
That's very
is
judgmental.
in the
Yeah.
last 2 years or so where we've got to know each other, he's an analyst, so every decision
So you-
is analyzed and
Okay.
it's broken
So
Not that it's
down.
analyzed, I just think about things.
Sometimes-
I mean,
that's
I-
analyzing them.
it's it's like, okay, do we want to make the right decision or the wrong decision?
So
Okay, so I go with my gut.
The timing of a decision and
Your
gut
gut,
sometimes
I mean-
could be
That
the
timing
difference.
is
and
what
you
it
gotta make
messes
it-
me up.
things
Look what
happen.
My
The sample
gut
cell.
leads me to Skittles from post Halloween. It's not leading
You're
me
right,
to making,
you're right. And sugar's horrible for you.
I'm not making a right investment call. I'm saying, oh, you know what? It's a good time to go buy something now. No,
You're right.
I mean,
So like,
You're
do
right.
your homework.
this was kind of like the impetus for us to bring you guys on because like you're a partnership, right? And maybe you make decisions differently. Maybe you look at things differently. Like we're a partnership. We certainly look at things differently.
No,
Yes.
listen, I'm emotional. I can walk into a house and within 4 seconds, if you feel like that icky, gross feeling,
Way to turn it to you.
I'm
I
like,
like
get me
Yes.
out of here. He'll be like, let's walk
That's
through it.
right.
And I'll be like, it's fucking gross. I'm not selling it to anyone. You can walk through it all you want, but I have other things to do.
Yeah.
How does having like 2 different personalities involved like help you guys when you're dealing with clients?
Great.
I think it's great because we're on there and we
I didn't
obviously
mean to make it about
cut
me.
each other up.
Right.
And I think you guys brought up a good point of being partners. What we had to adjust to. He'll call me the top line. He's the bottom line, meaning, Scott, I'm pushing for we should do X, Y, Z to grow our company or invest in.
Right.
And he's, Matt, let's see how this is going to affect the bottom line before we go this way. But we've kind of had to have a little give and take here. Because
Well,
we were own companies for how many years?
Matthew
were you
will
on your
hold
own?
a golf outing in Hawaii.
Okay. And just say it'll
That would
it'll
be
make
great.
it worth it. Right? Let's do it.
Like, oh, we brought on a client from it.
Right. And you're
First
like,
of all,
so
is that
you
what I
spend-
sound like?
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
It's funny
Oh my
because that's
God.
what everyone who we disagree with in the history of the world sounds like. They all have the same voice.
Exactly.
Right.
That's true, Paul.
And our kids do too.
Yeah.
So you are much more.
I'm pushing.
Pushing,
He's
you'll go
mad.
out of the box.
Let's analyze. Let's make sure we're in order. And I'm like, Scott, we can be growing. We've brought on advisors.
Right.
And there's
I
just
mean,
so
you
much
really.
out
He works all hours.
Well, I was in your office. I saw what was going on. I mean, I went to meet these guys.
Organization, cleanliness.
See, I didn't notice that. I
Systems.
noticed that, and I noticed it was
Chaos.
beautiful, but I noticed the fun and like the.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
we're
oh,
fun.
I could meet with these guys and not be afraid.
That's
That's what I want.
It was
'Cause
definitely
it's
not intimidating.
not intimidating. I think when you're talking,
Good.
you know, if you don't have really, really, really rich parents, it's really scary to show someone what you make and also what you spend your money on.
very.
Like,
What you spend your money on is the harder part of that. I think.
But you brought
Yeah.
up a question earlier. You said, "What's an ideal client?" It's
Yeah, I'm
not
curious.
your assets. It's how can we help you? Can we add value?
Interesting.
So if a client's breaking even on their cash flow and
Yeah.
they need to pay off bills or have debt, don't come to us yet. But if they don't have assets, but they want like a coach to help them make better decisions, they're starting to save money. That's a client
Like-
for members of our team.
so like someone's starting to make more money and they see that they're like, okay, we're working hard, we're doing well. What am I doing with all this money?
Yeah, misunderstanding is an advisor just manages money. No,
That's
we're helping
exactly
you
my
make
misunderstanding.
financial decisions.
Okay, that's
that
a
could be
huge-
fee-for-service planning, or
That's
their
the title.
assets could be where we bring Scott and we're managing their mile to provide outperformance, help with emotional, behavioral
Right.
finance.
Do you see a lot of emotion with, especially when you're meeting with families?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
People don't. I don't think people realize that how
Yeah, we don't really get
emotional-
many people that come in that could rip apart financial statements.
Yeah.
They come in with all of their baggage and emotions
Okay. And,
Yes.
and mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's. I mean, you see crazy things.
Well, you see people that say to you every day, my house is worth more than the next one because I did this to my
Every
house.
single
Yeah.
day.
Right?
Well, yeah, so we see similar biases. Just, for example, market's going to go up forever. It hasn't been down now, and everyone has a recency bias of seeing, and they're going to say, oh, I want to buy into the stock market. Everyone's trying to buy. But the reality is, how were they, or what were they doing
That's me.
back
That's
in...
your phone?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's such bad
That's
behavior.
okay.
Oh, it's
And
a
your
double.
watch.
Hey, you're like going off all over the place
That's
here.
called working.
Man.
My best friend, Samantha.
We like to know what people do, like, when the you-know-what hits the fan.
Okay.
So February of 2020, like, what were they doing?
So what was that week like for you? Well, you knew. Did you see were you guys together at that point?
Nobody saw that coming.
Okay.
That's-
Did you start? But like maybe, like I was in my house March 13th, thinking there was going to be a vaccine the next week.
March 13th, you were a week before the bottom.
Oh, was it March?
you
What
were-
was it? What was it?
So, like in February, where you had a,
right.
a
Like you
huge
knew. I didn't see
sell-off,
anything in
Yeah.
February.
there was something going on.
I didn't see it. Right,
Well,
I
we-
didn't know.
Yeah, we were able to see a lot going on where we weren't sure. We knew of the news happening
Right.
overseas in China. But frankly, as you went deeper and deeper and saw the markets in a systemic event where everything was correlated together, moving down together, there wasn't anything that was immune from this
Every single thing. got
shut
affected.
down.
So who? No
So
matter
you
who
knew
you
before
were.
Well,
we
it
did,
actually
basically.
started with Penn and the Ivy League that shut down first. Then it went to the Fortune 500.
Okay.
And then government got on board. And once government got on board, around March 23rd, 2020, when Lester Holt comes on the
That's
news,
when I-
and you saw that big American Red Cross ship coming into New York Harbor that was supposed to hold thousands of patients. So that was where I looked at as irrational. That's where buying for me was beginning, knowing that where are we going to have zombies knocking on the doors of hospitals and doctors on the other side saying we can't let you in?
It's
So
still-
yeah, that's why I would bet against that, which we were doing.
So what was those few months like for you when everyone was just inside? Were you guys like?
That was a major change right at that time.
Were you a mess?
I lived here, and Scott would meet me for lunch. We would run because it was during the pandemic.
Well,
I was
good to
on
know.
7 or 8 calls a day. Just me as more of the planner that side.
Right.
We weren't working together, so two things were happening.
But you were.
We were
committed.
building our potential company. So we run for an hour. We talk about how we can eventually be working together.
How far do you guys run in an hour? Just curious.
He can keep going. He's that freak athlete that'll sit there nodding up.
Were you an athlete growing up?
Yeah.
I'm not.
There it is. See,
You're
see,
allowed to.
see?
No.
He's like, no, what? He is.
Brett
Okay.
Sandler can run for an hour. That's who can
Brett
We
run.
have to
Sandler.
keep going.
Okay, he cannot run for an hour.
So-
Have you ever seen me
so-
run?
All right, so you ran. And
So we ran, we talked about our business, and I also knew for me, as I was growing my book, to have Sky as our team would be so much like this is a critical time for having that analyst, advisor, internal, where I'm managing my client's money, but at the same time, it was just talking them off a ledge, stick to our strategy. Don't worry, Scott's coming aboard soon. So that was kind of,
You're like, I got a guy.
I got a guy for this.
We were very, I
So
was
it really
very much.
worked out.
Why I looked at it like we went into this with balance in our economy. We went in humming. There was no imbalances. There was no shady practices like back in the real estate recession, where clearly a part of our economy was not operating
Right.
correctly. We went into this with balance, so coming out of it should be not only with balance, but now with steroids, which is what happened because the Federal Reserve pretty much
Right.
launched a bazooka, pumping money into our system, creating all that liquidity. Look at what happened in the real estate market.
still.
Exactly. Everyone was able to pretty much get free money of borrowing. They go out and buy. Then the same thing happens in the overall market. I mean, you see where the markets are today. That's why when I look at valuation today and I see this optimistic stance, which to me, I don't like when investors
people
are
are optimistic.
optimistic. I
God
would
forbid.
prefer them to be skeptical or pessimistic because the
Renee.
markets,
About you,
we climb the
Renee, I
wall
feel
of
for
worry.
you.
We don't.
He gets off a call and he goes, all right,
That
people are
person's
getting
way too happy.
We need to start
Like,
thinking.
she's.
Oh boy.
all right, I have another
So-
question.
When my mom asked me if she should be buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm getting
Thank you.
worried.
That was my next question. Talk
Yeah,
about
I'm getting worried.
cryptocurrency.
I can't. That's
What is
it.
it? Why, what are people doing?
It's that like Pandora's box. The second you open it up and you start talking about it, you start to get that, hey, really, really long term. That's the growth stuff I'm looking for. Is it an asset class? Yeah, it's certainly developing into one because it's investable.
Okay.
Is it a currency? So that's what a lot of people will debate. I believe it's a tradable asset
A
class.
lot of your clients have this in their portfolio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not with
And
us.
do you recommend buying
Exposure.
it? Like if I say to you, should I buy it?
What's an alternative? You should have 5% of your net
Yeah.
worth in alternatives.
We
Okay.
talked about, yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly.
There's like a
It's-
chart where you have like
if
these
someone has
numbers.
30, 40% of their net worth when we're looking at their overall asset liabilities in crypto, be aware
Yeah.
you're in a very volatile situation. That's going to be, it's very risky. So that's something where you
What
take
about
the younger generation.
handbags?
Handbags?
Well, then they go up in value.
That's what I'm
Handbags,
curious.
Well,
classic cars.
I'm curious.
They go
I'm
up.
curious. I mean,
I've been, somebody's been trying to convince me of that theory for like the last 11 and a half years.
Perfect.
She's somewhat successful
Okay.
at convincing me of it.
okay, no, I'm curious. Like
I'm
jewelry.
not saying that on camera that she's successful at that.
Well,
No way.
Does Brett Sandler have a handbag?
Yeah. No.
All right, here's
And he
another-
does not believe that whole value
Okay.
thing.
Here's another question, for you guys. Like, we obviously are in real estate. We sell houses, and every one of our clients looks at this differently. I think your perspective would be interesting. Is your house an investment?
So I personally love real estate right now. I look at what's happening in the economy with interest rates in the Fed, with how they're changing their stance, and they make me want to buy assets that I can touch and hold. So now I can't reach out and hold your house. I can touch it.
But
it's a real asset.
it's real. You can walk in and see it and fall in love
Yeah,
with it.
so
I can't-
those are to me what I would want to be diversifying into over these next 3, 5, 10 years would be owning those real assets.
even though, right, I mean, maybe in some cities it makes sense, you know, you can buy a little bit low right now, but like right now, the homes are selling for more than they're worth. It's not a secret. Does that
Sure.
scare you?
Yeah, in certain pockets where
Right.
there's irrational
I mean, here, we make-
behavior.
I mean, how crazy. It's a great time to be a seller.
It sure is.
It's a tough
Yeah.
time to be a buyer unless you have to move.
Is there like a
Do you-
distinction between like your own personal residence being an investment versus like strictly investment real estate?
To me,
multifamily
yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for like, look, my wife, we're talking about fixing things up in the house.
Right.
To me, we're gonna be living for 20 years. I'm not worried what my kitchen is gonna affect me 20 years from now.
I'd love to hear
So
that.
when I'm with a client, it's, are we hitting buckets of our retirement, college, or if you're gonna be buying real estate, if it's an investment, okay, that's different. If you're counting out, oh, we're saving for a new home, well then, in my mind, we're sacrificing other buckets, which you need to do, that's fine, because that's a personal decision and you need to improve whatever in your lifestyle, your family's growing. But I don't say, oh, if you're gonna live in that in 20, 30 years, to count that as similar to investing in an
So
investment
this,
account.
your house is really not an asset. It's a joy and it brings you joy.
To
and
me,
it's healthy and
yeah.
happy and No,
if it's a
agree.
long-term thing for me personally or for my clients that they're buying for the next 20, 30 years, I'm not focusing on it as an investment.
Like, get your kitchen the way you want it to make yourself
Yes,
happy, and don't
correct.
worry if it's gonna.
It's okay. You're going to have to sacrifice X, Y, Z right now for this. That's okay. We're going to, based on timing,
Right.
it's not going to miss out 6 months to start hitting the other buckets.
I have one more question, and then I'll stop talking. But do you believe that that old school theory that you should like buy a house you can't really afford and then you grow into your mortgage?
To a degree.
Okay.
You shouldn't. I mean, it's a
I don't give
30-year
clients
mortgage.
financial advice. Don't worry.
I certainly tell our clients that you're not looking at the mortgage as of today. You're
Okay.
looking to grow into it.
Okay.
But I also don't recommend that they stretch themselves to pay added expenses for putting down less.
Okay.
To me, I look at that from a cash flow side and say, don't do that. And I also don't tell them to pay off their mortgage early.
That's a question I get
Love
all
that.
the time.
Yeah, because Bob's like, yeah, what kind of debt do you have? You should pay
Our
off your
coach-
mortgage. I'm like, I don't want to pay off my mortgage.
And so a client just asked me, should they pay off their mortgage? And I said,
Use the hurdle.
General obligation of Pennsylvania is the turnpike. That'll pay you right now about 3% tax free. So if you have a mortgage that over the last 12 months people are getting these mortgages of sub 3%.
yeah, that's crazy.
Why would you ever pay something off where an obligation of the state is going to pay you tax-free 3%? That's a deductible interest rate
But
mortgage.
there's so many other things.
But not even, we can go well beyond
That's
Yeah,
that.
but
the
there's
general
other
question we
things
get
you could be
all-
paying off.
all the
I could
time.
just go buy Verizon and get 5%. You know, that's
Right.
it right there.
Higher interest
Everyone
rate
pays their
items.
cell phone bill
Right. Right.
before
right.
their mortgage.
Of course.
Yeah,
Well,
way
no, I mean
way
you pay
before their
both.
mortgage.
No, you mean like you're saying.
You pay your cell phone bill first, then your car loan, then your mortgage.
Yeah,
When
that's
the-
exactly how I do it, right?
You don't pay any of them.
Listen, I could if I had
perfect.
to. I could if I had to.
When in a financial strain,
But I
when
don't-
people
yes.
during COVID,
No question. I would
you
pay
use your
myself a
cell
bill
phone,
first.
you use
No
your
question.
car to get to work.
Yes, no question. Oh, so you're saying you would buy stock before you
I'm
pick
just
up your
saying
mortgage?
Verizon from a safety net.
I
If
like
you were
that.
saying
No,
to
it's
me
a
like,
good thought
do I
process.
overpay my
that's-
mortgage? I can go get a 5% yield on the dividend of Verizon, which trades at a third the market multiple.
Yeah.
I'm paying nothing
You
in
lost me.
valuation.
No, but I was
So,
following it for a second. I
Paul,
did.
you just
You
go like
were
this.
not.
Yes, I was.
When we're in the meeting, your assets and liabilities are in front of you on your
Yeah.
screen. And you're looking at your cash, you're saying,
my God,
how
that
can I
must
make
be
this money
horrifying.
work for you? If you have that cash, are we going to overpay the mortgage,
Yeah.
which is more guaranteed return? But if you can make double that long term in an investment, like Scott's
I understand
saying,
what you're saying.
then especially if you're more growth oriented or you have the time, I mean, look,
I love that.
Let's ask. They always ask, what do I do personally? We invest
Right.
instead of overpaying a mortgage.
I love that. I think that makes. I think
Better
that's-
return. That's what we want.
So, I'm trying to think of why people, the boiled down to its simplest, like why would people come to a financial planner or an analyst,
Time.
or an advisor?
Time.
Because they want to
only
make the best
some-
investments for their money.
It's only so many hours in the day to do
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. I always tell someone they're a doctor, real estate, you're an expert in what you do. Some people are way smarter than me, sit in my office, and they don't understand to do basic finance. They think we're experts, which I guess
You
we can say
are.
we are.
You are.
But it's what we do all day.
You've earned that right to say.
And we're that third party. We take the emotion out of that decision. They want to hear an expert help them. And they're like, wow, I could have done this. Well, yeah, we helped you pay off that student debt because we were there to remind you, track, show your progress, push you to make these decisions. And the timing of your decision making can lead to obviously much better growth.
So here's an irresponsible question.
And we work with you in buying a house.
Yeah.
Work with the experts.
Exactly.
Totally.
I totally agree. I don't like.
Couldn't
when
we go online and spend
People out there
hours
find
trying
their
to
own
figure
home,
out?
right?
Right, and I'm like, good luck, have fun.
Exactly.
I
You
will
wanna
pay
set first
for.
up by owner?
I
Go
will
ahead.
pay for an expert every
Right.
time
I
because
totally
it saves
agree.
me time.
Of course.
Totally
And-
agree.
Money at the end of the day. too, I
Exactly.
think.
Paul spent 5 months negotiating that.
But I
So
totally
if
agree.
I walk into your office, guys, I'm like, I want to get rich. Like, what do I do? What's the plan?
You have to make money too.
Start saving. Work with the financial planners.
I love that. So
Invest
get rich
in
is
the
not
right
where you park the money. It's start saving your money.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not what you buy. Things like
How
that.
about people that go when we look at someone who's
Are you listening, by the way?
Yes, it's invest your money the right
Stop-
way.
No.
Ask
No,
the
no,
right
no, it's
people for
not.
the right investments.
It's
Stop
saving.
spending.
Stop spending. I
I
do
wouldn't say
agree.
compound
Save.
growth because saving leads to how many times like someone's balance? Let's say they have millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They didn't put millions of dollars away. They
No,
put it over
you're right.
time and it compounded over time. And
Maybe I'll
that's-
buy like a little mini thing. You can tell me if you tell me to buy one little thing. What would it be?
One little thing.
Like one little stock.
Oh,
like,
there we go.
yeah,
That's-
like one. Like if I'm going to say to you, here's $1,000. Is that enough?
I'm gonna take some coffee.
Well, what
Scott.
interests you?
making money, but like in my life.
Yeah.
Long term.
Well-
Like, you mean like put $1,000 away when I'm 65,
So-
look at a piece
Yeah.
of paper and go, what do
Well,
I
no,
do?
if I said I'm going to commit to putting, I'm going to give you $1,000 now, and I'm going to commit to putting $250 a month into this, or $150 a month into this.
I would start with buy what you know and use, because long term that'll allow you to stick with it.
American
so
Express,
what do you
Visa.
what do you love? Well, hey, if it was like Visa, that's a great
No, I
company.
love, I mean, I could separate the emotion from it. I love a lot of things, but I love what's going to make me money. Like, you could tell me about a pharmaceutical company in Nebraska. I'll invest in them if they're making money. I don't
Right
care.
now,
Yeah.
right now in this economy, there's a couple themes that I do love.
Okay.
This is going to be the good part.
Buy
Yes.
now, pay later.
Which is what?
Names
that a
of
company?
no, buy now, pay later is buy now,
Yeah.
pay later. You
Okay.
said Visa and Amex.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
saying Affirm
Okay.
and SoFi.
Okay.
So I'm thinking more on the side of fintech, financial technology,
Okay.
PayPal and Square.
Okay.
Then I'll think more on cybersecurity.
Got it. Oh, that makes
So
a lot of
that
sense.
would be the other theme that I would probably
Okay.
look at: buy now, pay later, cybersecurity, and within the sciences of biotech,
right, this
certain genetic and DNA research is pretty
That was
interesting.
pretty.
The
That was pretty
toughest
insane
part of
advice.
asking someone for their advice in the stock, it's all about time. Someone watches
Yeah.
something a year from now that may have been a great pick for the first
Right.
6
Right.
months.
This is today
I'm
is
thinking of this
Yeah, what's
morning.
November
today?
16th, 2021. So
My watch
Yeah.
works, 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
So,
just for looks
it-
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think that was some really good solid advice. I
I
like
do. I
that.
have one more question
Yeah.
I want to ask
Sure.
these guys. Compass stock.
Ah,
What do you think?
are you allowed to?
Even
say?
on, even on the radar? You can be,
This is
you
more
can
the
be
analyst.
totally honest, dude.
That's a.
I think
We happen to be the proud owners of a bit of it.
Yeah, but guess what?
And, like,
It wouldn't be my first. I mean,
No,
all the
no,
things he
it's-
just named.
it's a very fast-growing company.
That concern you?
I think that there's a lot of spending that's being done,
Totally.
and
I mean, they
think,
got us.
and I think that there's
Respect
a
for Lauren.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition.
I agree.
You guys went public within the last year, and the structure of that offering was pretty expensive. So my gut tells me that the existing pricing that you're seeing is pretty fair. If I could be as vague as
That's
possible.
fair.
Is Zillow a competitor in this scenario?
Not nearly
Not-
as much.
They used to be.
It used to be, but they just got
yeah.
out of.
Yeah.
That was a pretty. That was all.
It's huge. news
So that's
story.
Yeah.
that was a nice watershed moment for the company that they're moving on and going back to their core
I couldn't-
operations, which
yeah.
got them
And they
to where
need,
they're
like-
at.
Okay.
That's the thing that affected me the most personally because every day I'm waiting for Zillow to
For
announce
Zillow, yeah.
that they're going to have robots open up doors. And
Okay.
I see the emotional side of real estate, but not everyone does. I think out here we're very lucky.
You guys mentioned it earlier,
But
like
yeah.
speaking to like working with an expert, and like Zillow's model essentially is, hey, let's cut real estate brokers out of these transactions. Like their place, they don't have a place in the transaction anymore.
I would never
which
do
is
that
fine.
without.
Well, they also
Right.
want to hang your TV too.
Totally.
Right, they listen. I see
wanna
where
do
they're
everything.
coming from. They want people, and I have people all the time be like, "I've been looking forever by myself," and I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." Like,
A lot of companies
Yeah.
out there tried to get involved and do everything. Some of them were successful.
Right.
Alphabet, from transitioning their shares from Google into Alphabet Holding because of all of their other
Yeah.
businesses. that to me,
not.
like Zillow's a nice platform
nice,
like
too.
that.
I always
I
dumb
don't
it
know.
down for everybody.
yeah.
I know my kids. I don't know about your kids, and his kids are on Roblox.
Oh no, not mine.
Yes.
So exactly.
That's all they do.
All right, so that's the one that we track. That's a
I don't blame
fast-growing
you.
company right now. People should be watching things.
We
like
should
that.
because we don't even realize how much money we pay in Roblox every month.
Yeah, that's.
Because my kids, I mean, it's disgusting.
You're paying
I
for it,
actually
become the
looked at
owner of it as well. That's Apple. I've been buying products for years. Just
You're right.
why not? Let's own the
And how many
stock.
times do you see Apple services on your credit card?
I don't even question what it is.
So a few years ago, people didn't even.
upsetting
People
to
just
me.
said Apple makes hardware, and now all I see on the credit card is the Apple services.
It's,
So
yeah.
it's-
Yep.
Yeah. Guys,
Anything
this
else we
was
should know
really
about you
good.
guys before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to put on?
He's a
camera?
phenomenal
for
golfer,
the record.
basketball
Okay.
player,
No, no, no.
baseball player.
No.
Yeah, he actually what he does really well, and frankly,
How
we've
sweet
done
they are
this.
together.
We've done this at the end of a lot of meetings where like
getting
we
weird.
want to put somebody
Okay.
on the spot a little bit.
I'll cut it.
He has a beautiful voice.
Got
And he's a really good singer.
Are you
And
kidding?
honestly,
You want my hot tub portion?
I don't know. I just
I
maybe if you
mean,
wanna end
are
it
you
on
gonna
a
die
note.
right now?
No, I mean,
If you do it,
I
I
couldn't
mean, you-
possibly.
I have no. What is this? What's
No?
the movie Superbad when he has to sing in the room?
That's
And remember that?
What do you want
You guys have to
to talk about movie or sing to us?
I can't sing.
Scott, can you like lay down a beat for him and he can
Yeah.
like, sing over
If
it?
he's gonna sing,
Do I-
I'll lay
I
down.
really wanna
I don't
I'll
think
lay
that's
down.
gonna
Thank you guys.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah,
Well, you asked us
Right.
about real estate. We spoke a little bit about your business with Compass. My question that I came in thinking is, what is it that you guys see in the real estate market out here?
Yeah.
Because that's what I care
Yeah.
about personally, my own emotions. I live here.
Right, no, I think that's a really good question.
You want to take a swing at it?
Mine's going to be a much more emotional answer, so I'll let you go and then I'll follow up with.
While you formulate an answer, you'll let me go?
Yeah, I know what I want to say is I hate this for buyers, and I hate having to deal with buyers like this. And yes, I love how busy I am, but I could be this as busy. I don't like this market. It's getting old. It's not fair. I hate breaking people's hearts. I don't think it can last forever. I think eventually all the city people are eventually going to find houses.
You gotta cut that out, guys. That's a terrible answer for us.
Is it?
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry. People get mad at me when they say I
Just
don't
being
like this
honest.
market. I
know.
don't. I can sell real estate not in a hot market and still
there
be
are
just as
opportunities
successful.
in every different kind of market, right? It's just a question of what do they look like. And right now, if you're selling a house, it's the best time in the world to be a seller. It's really difficult to be a buyer.
That
But
sucks.
like, well, it depends. If you're a buyer, yes, it sucks.
I feel bad.
Are we getting it done for buyers anyway in the meantime?
Yeah, but they have to make certain concessions, and not everyone is comfortable with making.
That's still happening. The concessions, it's still going on right
Yes.
now.
For sure. Irresponsible offers, we call
Yes,
them.
and
Okay.
I don't.
But
like
you've used
it-
the same word emotional multiple times, and
because it
that's
is so.
and you know
emotional.
what? That's why it's so important for you to be involved because
Right.
you're making one of the biggest decisions of your life.
I watch people. They're like, "We're just going to take it." I'm like, in 3 months from now, you're going to be so angry, and you're not going to remember this moment.
And you're telling them the truth.
I'm like, and
right
you're going to
there.
see me in Suburban Square and be like, "That bitch sold me." I'm like, you don't
Don't.
realize? Can we just like?
People
Yeah.
do that, you think?
Listen, my biggest thing
That's
is
a
I
little
sell
strong.
the
I don't think you're
community
saying
I live
that.
in, and I want to. I feel like it's me. Like I want to make sure people are happy in their home.
That guy Scott made me buy it.
No, but Lauren, go back to when people come to me, they'll go, Matt, is this right? I tell people, I'm not here to tell you good news or bad news. I'm here to tell you honest. I'm here to help you.
Right.
So you being honest is more important than anything.
Right.
And
I
we're
believe
always
I
saying
guide.
like, right is a relative thing. Like what's right for you is not right for you. People are like, is it a good house? I'm like,
Makes me
give me
crazy.
some context. Like,
Yeah.
for you, no, but for
Right.
the person on the street, it's the best house ever, right? Like it's all
A good
relative.
house for everyone has different families and needs, and you have to really consider
That's
all
huge.
those things.
Don't you
have
think
three
though if
kids,
rates
two
stay
kids?
stable, you're
Listen,
kind of fear
I
of-
love the rates. I love the rates
Well,
like
yeah,
this.
it promotes your
I
your
love that.
buyers.
I just
We're
don't
gonna stay
want.
very busy in the suburban setting for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Like this is a trend that's here to stay. More than that, if you wanted to like break down our suburban market a little bit, the parts of town that are giving you a little bit of that city feel, that have like a main street, right, that are a little bit walkable, like those are the parts or the community that we're seeing really like skyrocket in demand. Like, 15 years ago, Narberth Borough was like very blue collar, right? And now, like, I just left $1.5 million house in Narberth Borough the other day, right? People love Narberth, people love Bagell, people love Northside Wynwood, because as they leave the city, it feels like they get to hold on to like some semblance of their old life, right? Like maybe we don't have to get 2 cars right away. Maybe we can walk places a
don't.
little bit.
Yeah, you do.
You can say you don't like you do. That's another thing. Oh, we can live with 1 car. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I tried that when we moved.
It was the dumbest
So
thing.
I remember.
You really did.
I tried.
Dude, the middle of August,
Oh, no,
like
yeah.
110 degrees.
Walking
I'm
to the
walking
train
to the
station.
train
Made me
station,
too.
covered in sweat. I'm like,
Well, that I didn't
This
do. I
is-
took an Uber to the train
Well,
station.
there you go.
Paul.
There
You're still paying just as much. By the end of
Yeah,
the day.
probably.
You need 2 cars, and you need the good handbag,
Yeah.
and you can have it all if you work hard.
there you go.
Yeah.
And you put your money with Dash Capital.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks,
Seriously,
guys.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.